Oh, look at that. It's a different time of day, and we're back with part 2 of Pauline Hanson. The roasting of Pauline Hanson. We covered what? How she actually used both maiden speeches to actually try and corrupt Australia's multiculturalism and everything else, and virtually just close off taking in everyone. And just going Celtic, whatever she wanted. No, we're not Celtic origins, Pauline Hanson. We're England origins, which may lead to the Celtic origins or something. Where if you actually look at it, America is also the same. They were found by England. Hey, remember King Richard III? Yeah, he had to agree to the American Constitution and such. That, what was it? Pork ribs I had for lunch is still in my tape. Tasty. And I explain what I do with bottles. I love drinking them. I love using them for water. So, without further ado, let's continue, shall we? Let's see, we went over a few things, like Pauline Hanson's comments that aren't welcome anymore, along with the co-founder, David Edwards, who accused Party of abandoning him with legal debt. Ouch on that one. One Nation. Oh, here we go. We haven't actually covered a few things right now with the roasting of Pauline Hanson. One Nation former candidates, party insiders reveal Pauline Hanson's brutal dictatorship. Thank you. We are a republic or a democracy in Australia? If we look at America, they have been a democracy for 200 plus years, I think. I'm definitely going to have to get some more of these things. This is for the iPads and such to use, but... Oh, and touchscreen phones and everything else. But let's continue, shall we? This is from just over 3 years ago. Updated as well. Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party has been accused of intimidating and financially pressuring its own candidates and senior staffers. Party insiders, candidates, and long-term One Nation loyalists told Four Corners they're being used and discarded by Senator Hanson. They were the losers of a bitter internal power struggle now engulfing the party, and that power struggle has been going on. It's been continuing. It's like the Liberal National Party. Just have a look at that. What happened with that? Tony Abbott was a dual citizen holder. The press secretary that he picked, Peter Credlin, complete another stupid idiot she is. She's actually spewing false and misleading information on Sky News Australia, and that would also lead to Alan Jones also spewing false news and misleading information, along with trying to incite panic and such. Is there a condition for making too much phlegm? No one knows. Let's see. Why do people always message me when I'm trying to do something? Whether it's coursework or something that they're not meant to actually know. So, let's continue, shall we? That little interruption. A string of former One Nation members also said they felt intimidated by Senator Hanson's powerful chief of staff, James Ashbury, and that bizarre levels of control were used on candidates once they were inside the One Nation tent. Okay, control, as in dictating what they can say and what they can't say, along with how they should actually be voting and what they should actually be saying. And yes, those are my headphones on my pillow, my memory foam pillow. What else? Because I'm thinking it's also something else to do with controlling the flow of money. If it's also that, wouldn't that be considered denying people their freedom and their rights to actually do what they want, when they want, and how they want, along with controlling their freedom of speech, which is a direct violation of human rights law. They said they were often issued directives from head office banning them from speaking to party dissidents, and the media. Yeah. Miss Pauline Hanson is a dictator. Sorry, but I'm labeling her that right now. If you want to be a dictator, if she actually comes into power, she would actually destroy every single alliance that Australia has. She would alienate every world leader into actually going, she has to be stopped, we're issuing a worldwide arrest warrant. And yes, that can actually happen. Because it has happened before, I think. Or is it going to happen? I'm not entirely sure. Because there are a number of things that, in calculations, along with factors and values and everything else, that can actually happen during that time. Foreign Counsel also has been told by Mr. Ashley kept dirt files on politicians and people as a way of intimidating and silencing them. Wow. Just wow. So, One Nation's not only just in for power, but also dictating how people should actually speak and who they're not supposed to speak to. I'm sorry. That's called dictatorship. You're controlling what people are supposed to do and say and not who they're meant to talk to. That is dictatorship. Which means Pauline Hanson and the whole One Nation Party, while Pauline Hanson can be arrested, the whole One Nation Party can actually be disbanded and barred from ever being started up again, even under a different name and such. Does she even understand what the white supremacist group is all about? Because if she doesn't, she's completely null and void of information. And what she's saying in Senate can actually be seen as complete and utter lunacy and idiotic rhetoric that has no value, no place whatsoever in any nation. Let alone I really need a drink of water. It's just mind-boggling how some people can actually think, you say this, you're misinformed, you're not speaking your mind. I'm speaking my mind right now and saying she's a complete and utter lunatic who has to be locked up and barred from ever holding power. Completely. With One Nation Party being disbanded and barred from ever coming back, even under a new name. Because if those who actually have been who have actually had this happen to them, They should actually go straight to the Electoral Commission office, along with the Governor General, and just launch and have them launch an investigation into it. Because if this keeps going, it's going to set a precedent that A, Pauline Hanson is not to be trusted, the One Nation Party is not to be trusted, and no one is allowed to actually talk to the media because they're not allowed to. Isn't that a violation of human rights? Because you're dictating who they're meant to talk to, but you're also saying, oh, you're not allowed to talk to the media, you're not allowed to talk to this person, you're not allowed to talk to this person, you want to talk to your family and friends, you need a damn order. You need a letter saying that you can talk to your family and friends. That is what Miss Hanson is doing. She obviously doesn't know that A, without moral values, we don't know how to act or react. It's like, here's a moral dilemma. You don't have no moral values. You don't know how to react if, say, someone is dying right in front of you and you have no way of actually going about asking for help or ringing someone to actually get to them in time to actually save their life. Without moral values, where do we stand as a race? Where do we stand as a species? Because without moral values, we wouldn't have science, technology, or anything else. We wouldn't have Newton's third law, which is for every reaction there is a for every action there is a reaction. Sometimes I talk way too fast for myself, and that's at times, and I sometimes screw a few things up, but I correct myself. That's an act and a react. I just prove that moral values actually count. You want to know why they don't teach budgeting in schools, mainly primary and high schools? Because they already are teaching budgeting with homework, assessments, and projects. That is budgeting. It's like, oh, you need to spend this amount of time on this amount of time on this amount of time on this, you need to spend this amount of time in school. From 9 to 3:30, that is 6.5 hours for primary. 9 to 3:15, that's 6 hours and 15 minutes for high school. Now, most people go, oh, but it should be 8 hours. If it's 8 hours, the kids wouldn't be getting out until 5 p.m. And then you have the 5 p.m. gridlock traffic on every street. For every act, there is a reaction. For every reaction, there is an action that takes place. Now we're going to keep going with this. I spent a little bit too much time on that, but that's okay. Before the March Western Australian state election, Australian candidates quit One Nation or were disendorsed by the party. So they didn't actually like what was happening and just left. Some of them have spoken to Four Corners about the high cost of standing for One Nation. For One Nation candidates for the rural seat of North West Central, Dane Johnson revealed a copy of the party's Western Australia candidate agreement form. All candidates had to sign it before they would be officially accepted by One Nation as a candidate. The contract includes a financial penalty described as a administration fee. $250,000? That's highway robbery! $250,000 payable to One Nation if any elected candidate quits the party. That is highway robbery. And I do mean highway robbery in the highest form of, oh, we're just going to take $250,000 out of your account because you left the party. Any way you look at it, it's still highway robbery. I mean, it's not even an agreement. It shouldn't even be an agreement. Mr. Swanson said he refused to sign the agreement, writing letters of complaint to the party's head office. It doesn't bear any relationship to the cost of you being elected. It is a punitive measure designed to purely intimidate and frighten people. Well, Miss Pauline Hanson? Or should I call you Miss Pauline Stupid Hanson? And yes, you'll be able to find this link in the description below, just like the last video, which I actually included the first link, which was Pauline's Pants Downs Please Explain video. And God, that still brings back memories, because I absolutely remember laughing to it when it was on the radio, or played on Triple J, or whatever was on Channel 10, back in the 90s for the music channel. The agreement also requires candidates to pay upfront fees as well as a quarterly donation if elected, and impose a 75% cap on the amount of expenses they would be reimbursed from the party, with one nation keeping the other 25%. Yep, that is definitely highway robbery right there, and it is actually stealing from people's accounts. Because if you look at it, that agreement, the One Nation Party agreement, which we should actually have a form of. So let's see, sorry about the shaking. One Nation Party form agreement. All I'm seeing is nothing. Oh, terms of service. Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party of Australia provides a range of electronic services, including this website and electronic newsletters. Nope. That's not it. Nope, still can't find it. Ooh. Just found something that might be there. Let's see, executive summary of the program, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Coalition won 19 seats in the Senate, with the ALP winning 13, Greens winning 6, and Dragon Liberty Network and Pauline Hanson's One Nation winning 1 seat each. When combined with the ongoing senators, coalition has 35 seats in the Senate, Labour 26, and the Greens 9, and the other are 6, and there are 6 other crossbenchers. Though, if you actually look at it, Labour with the Greens and the 6 others, that makes over 30. Because that'd be 41, considering that those 41 seats outweigh the Senate, the Liberal National Party coalition seats, which means the Senate, which means the coalition doesn't actually have a real chance of getting anything passed, because it has to be voted, talked, and argued and discussed and amended and everything else. The Liberal Party just goes, yeah, we're not going for the Senate, we're going straight through Parliament, and we'll probably be shut down too. But there is actually I can't even find the agreement form for the party, which means there's no form. I can't actually talk about the form, because if I did find the form, I would be dissecting it very, very angrily, and I would be calling it a complete and utter waste of time along with bullshit. Just like what One Nation Party is. It's complete and utter fucking bullshit. Mr. Sandon also said he complained that the shambolic way party officials were running the election campaign and One Nation's surprise preference deal with the Liberal Party. There's that Liberal National Party connection again. And I've done a video on that, on how they actually give money straight to their rich friends, along with the biggest tax cut, and create a nice big fat debt for the Labour Australian Party to actually try and fix. Hey, remember the, the carbon tax? That was actually putting money back in the coffers to actually pay the debt off. Tony Abbott comes along, oh no, we're just going to scrap that, scrap this, scrap some funding to ASADA. Hey kids, it's now legal to actually use drug in sports, is what the Liberal National Party actually said. With the backing from Miss Hanson herself. Yeah, bet you all kiss asses of Pauline Hanson didn't actually expect that to come up. Guess what? It did. So, don't care about yes. If the public knew what went on in the party, I don't think they have anything to do with One Nation, he said. They're just another grabby, dirty, bloody political party that are out to serve their own ends and their own interests. And that's quoted. He was eventually disendorsed by Senator Hanson by letter for refusing to comply with party policy and for being belligerent and abusive. Shall we talk about belligerent? Because we know what abusive is, so belligerent. Let's say hostile and aggressive. Let's say belligerent is an individual, group, country, or other entity that acts in a hostile manner, such as engaging in combat. Belligerent comes from Latin, literally meaning one who wages war. And Ms. Hanson can be seen as a belligerent party leader. Not to mention abusive. Four Corners understands the $250,000 administration fee was eventually removed from later versions of the candidate agreement form. Yet it's probably still in there in some type of form or text. Hanson promised us no preference deal with anyone. There's that preference deal again with the Liberal National Party. One Nation's preference deal with the Liberal Party in Western Australia, announced in the media in February before candidates were told about it, was a lightning rod for growing dissatisfaction within the party. Seems oddly familiar. Party's candidate for Perth's seat of not only Sandy Ballard told Four Corners, Senator Hanson had told her and other candidates at a meeting in January 2017 that there would be no preference deal with anyone, including the Liberal Party. Whoopsie, she broke that promise to her party. She said when she took to her Facebook page to complain about the preference deal after news of it broke in the media, she was disendorsed by Senator Hanson and Mr. Ashley over the phone. Oh, see, this is dictatorship actions. They don't want anyone who doesn't agree with them in their party because it would make them seem like they're not doing their job. Well, quite frankly, they're not doing their job correctly. The One Nation Party is not doing its job correctly because Miss Hanson and Miss Ashley are belligerent and abusive. And this story actually proves that One Nation is a brutal dictatorship run by Miss Pauline Hanson herself because it's all about her. You can't trust Pauline Hanson. She'll sell you one thing and she'll do something completely different. Miss Barrio said. One Nation's highest profile candidate, Justice campaigner, Margaret Dodd, also quit the party in the wake of the preference deal. Ouch. Well, there goes that. No justice for those who actually, She said the party was chaotic and wasteful with vast amounts of invalid printed election materials sent to candidates. Oh God, why? Why would you have vast amounts of invalid printed election material and then send it to candidates? She also goes, it's not what I thought it was. I thought Pauline was this ordinary person fighting for the battlers. She also said she is a populist. She goes on things that will get her the attention that she wants, get her in that power position that she wants. It's about powerful Pauline Hanson. Wow. Just wow. I mean, I'm dissecting a story here while roasting Miss Pauline Hanson in the dissecting of it. Wow, I might have to make more videos of this because this is actually interesting, and this is actually proof that Miss Pauline Hanson is actually a dictator who needs to be locked up and removed from the Senate. The story also says ABC accused using Nazi-style mind control games. Last time I checked, the ABC, which is the Australian Broadcaster Company, was publicly run and funded by the government. So how can the ABC use Nazi-style mind games when they actually hire actual journalists, real news journalists I should say, to actually investigate and give us the news? Because, and here's the thing, while candidates have been sacked from the party for not paying money and for criticising the preference deal, other candidates have remained endorsed by Senator Hanson despite publicly calling for the return of, promoting white supremacy, making offensive and disparaging remarks about various groups. Yeah, twing goes the guillotine. Is Hanson, because the only one who can be accused of using Nazi-style mind control techniques would be you. Because the LGBTQI community isn't using Nazi-style mind control techniques or anything, because love is actually boundless. It can be across genders, it can be the same gender, it can be anything really. Senator Roberts also told Four Corners One Nation was not afraid to offend. Ooh. And there's a bunch of other related stories at the end of this. Western Australian One Nation candidates disendorsed for failing to reach standards. Former One Nation candidate threatened after being dumped by party. Ooh, I'm gonna enjoy that one. Let's have a little look-see, shall we? Former One Nation candidate threatened after being dumped by the party. Didn't we just say Sandy Barrio was a justice barrister or something? Because if you're threatening someone who actually is a justice chief, let's see. There are stories from 2017 onward until today, this day and age. This is also one saying may get no public money. That's from The Guardian. Let's see. Justice campaigner, that was. Wow. Ooh. Display features mode. Oh, she's actually making ceramics. That's actually pretty good, Margaret Dodd. Congratulations, Margaret Dodd, on doing a hobby you wanted to do. Senator who was contesting himself from the seat of Tonley was one of the two candidates endorsed by Pauline Hanson's One Nation Party in recent days. As told ABC, she received threats via private phone numbers after she was de-endorsed, being told to basically shut her mouth. She was told she was disendorsed over issues related to social media accounts. She said that when Western Australia Colin Daniel phoned her, the reason given was Iris refused to follow direction and refused to work as a team. But she said that very day she had helped another candidate with a Facebook post and attend a function to give support to another candidate. I think that clearly showed I was working well with others, she said. Miss Rose said was disillusioned. She went into it with honesty and sincerity. Yeah. So, this actually, the stories I'm reading don't add up. Also, there is a, like I said, there is a we need to talk air safety regulation proves Pauline Hanson over potential unlawful drone flight. Yes, remember that one? That was, July 17th, 2017. It was first published on July 6th, 2017 at 3:05 p.m. And judging by, it was in the morning, she was talking with Sunrise. And, yeah. Let's face facts, people. Flying a drone near a hotel where you don't actually have permission to fly a drone can land you in hot water, considering that drones are now being used in emergency services such as firefighting. Let's see. Well, the One Nation's policies are actually pretty stupid, really. Because they actually go against everything. I mean, okay, the ice epidemic. Yeah, well, that's actually being fight against right now. Oh, hey, look, we're in coronavirus lockdown. No one's getting no one's getting nothing. No ice, no nothing. Oh, and Miss Pauline Hanson talking to someone from an elderly home, or a nursing home or such. That was actually a mock photo. That was actually blatantly done to actually be a public thing. Let's see how much it is for new membership. There's a declaration? Yeah. Why would I need them? I'm sorry, but why do I have to pay for a membership? 1 year is $45 per year, 3 years is $40.50 per year, 5 years is $36 for 5 years. Why do I need to pay a membership fee? And then there's donation and then other donation amount. Isn't this is called not declaring any donation from new members to the electoral office and such? Not to mention, this is kind of like telling the Australian Taxation Office to go this. Yeah, no, Miss Hanson, no. You may have an Australian business number, and I do mean there is an Australian business number attached to this. So let's see how long it is. Let's say extra details lookup. Main business location from 2002 to November 18th of last year. To his current, so it's been, what, Queensland 4305, 4207, 4207, 4010, and 4009 postcodes. Gee, that's, yeah, it's being bounced around. Ooh, business names. Pauline Hanson's One Nation, 2015. Pauline Hanson's One Nation, Tasmania. 2017, Western Australia's 2017. South Australia's 2017. Victoria's 2017. 2017 for the New South Wales. Northern Territory and ACT, along with Pauline Hanson's Young Nation, which is 2018. And then we got Young Nation, though I never heard of Pauline Hanson's Young Nation because it sounds like complete and utter freaking scam. Holder name One Nation Queensland Division Incorporated. Oh! Yeah, see, here's the thing. Division Incorporated means nothing. I mean, there's a Facebook group for Pauline Hanson's Young Nation, though I'm looking at it and it's like, yeah, they don't even have permission to use that meme. The I Trust Pauline Hanson shirts? No. $20? What does that include? Being made in China? Along with the Southern Cross, which is not allowed to be on any shirt apart from the Australian flag. Though, yeah, the Southern Cross is only supposed to be on the Australian flag, which is only supposed to be printed on a shirt if it's on the Australian flag. Whoopsie. January 2012, they changed their website address to onenation.com.au. So from onenation.com.au to onenation.org.au, which means it's now an organisation, which means it shouldn't be classified as a division or incorporated. Definition of incorporated? Incorporated is the formation of a new corporation. The corporation may be a business, a non-profit organisation, sports club, or a government of a new city or town. Though, if we do actually look at it, she is running it as a business, not as an organisation. Sorry, Ms. Hanson, your .org does not actually compute in business. Please explain the history of Pauline Hanson's One Nation from SBS. That's last year, May. Pauline Hanson banned from the Today Show. Yes, that was this year, July 6, for her, was it misinformed information on the Melbourne housing lockdown? Public housing lockdown, where she actually called people drug addicts and don't speak English. Maybe English is their second language. And they're not actually drug addicts. They're actually families who actually have a job and who have kids who have to go to school that is near there. Ooh, here's a document policy. I might include it, might not. Don't know. Don't care. Let's see. This policy document contains the insight to some of the policies and principles of One Nation. It is by no means concluded. The document does, however, identify the more salient issues facing people of Queensland, issues that One Nation has especially identified with regard to the Queensland election. Would that actually also include trying to actually get a GoFundMe page up and running to actually get money to get a lawyer to actually sue the Queensland government over the border closure? I don't think so. Objective principles, yep, bullshit. Well, we actually know their policies, which is this, when they actually say they're not going to make a deal. What happened? They actually made a deal. She made a deal with the Liberal National Party. Sorry. Sorry, Miss Hanson, but you're not getting my money, you're not getting my email address, you're not getting my nothing. Remember the Christchurch terror attack? That was actually plastered to Facebook because the idiot actually went live to Facebook with it. Terrorist manifesto almost reads like one nation's immigration and Muslim policy. Yeah. I don't think that should be allowed. Matter of fact, I don't think Pauline Hanson actually understands what it means to actually be connected with a massacre. And she actually did say, "Can you please explain? What does that mean?"
This terrorist manifesto reads like one nation, immigration and Muslim policy. Do you in any way feel complicit?
Oh no, explain that one to me.
Well, the anti-Muslim rhetoric that you espouse.
I actually do have the video going. I don't have the sound up, but you might be able to hear it.
Do you understand?
No, but I feel for these people.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't feel for the people.
Just across the road from here, you had the Link Cafe massacre that happened, the terrorist attacks, the 14 that happened.
Wait, did you just say the Link Cafe massacre? Link Cafe wasn't a massacre. I can't believe she actually said the Link Cafe was a massacre. I'm sorry, that's false and misleading information right there. Because she doesn't actually understand. She doesn't understand a single thing.
Ones have been carried out in the country and 14 that have been foiled. We have problems, but you've actually got to just discuss it and debate the issues. Why we have these...
Yes, we are discussing and debating the issues, Miss Hanson. Though you are completely and utterly stupid.
Down in many places.
Yes, but most of the terrorist attacks are right-wing white supremacists.
I'm sorry, what do you say? What do you say to the right? Yes, the most.
That are regged on by your comments, anti-Muslim comments, saying they don't
That's a
believe
load of rubbish.
that they will take over this
That is a load of rubbish,
In your maiden speech, you said we will be living under Sharia law and treated as second-class citizens with second-class rights if we keep heading down this path. Can you understand how that empowers a white supremacist?
I'm agreeing with David Koch on that. Excuse me, without foreign investors, Miss Hanson, where would we be? We would still be trying to sell what we have to the world. Matter of fact, we would only be selling wool and grain and meat. We wouldn't be able to sell cars or anything else. Without foreign investors, Miss Hanson, we wouldn't have the trade deals that we have now. So I'm completely sorry about this, but your information is completely false and misleading. Let's say Malcolm Roberts, there is a crisis in policy making in Australia. No, that policy making crisis is actually the Liberal National Party along with the One Nation Party. Yeah, no, I don't think the UN would be interested in Mr. Roberts, Malcolm Roberts' interview or anything. Wow, I'm sorry, but everything I'm seeing on Pauline Hanson's Twitter feed can be labelled as false and misleading information. English is not vital for Australia's survival. I'm sorry, how many times do we have to say Australia is a multicultural country / island? Her rhetoric is that of white supremacists who actually are empowered by that rhetoric. If people don't wake up and smell the fresh air and such and look at what's happening, I'm sorry, but why are you actually making up shit that can actually be dissected and labelled as false and misleading information, Miss Hanson? Not to mention, you shouldn't even be taking anything from Andrew Bolt's point of view because he's a complete and utter idiot. Okay? He's a complete and utter idiot. It's because, here's the thing, Dale Andrews got voted in. Dale Andrews has actually helped Victoria. Dale Andrews is actually looking out for Victoria. It's like Queensland, Miss Hanson. You actually tried to start a GoFundMe page to actually get money for a lawyer, which you had no intentions of actually getting, just so that you could sue the Queensland government over the border closure. Wake up, everyone. We do have a coronavirus lockdown. And those who are being voted in to actually be premiers for our states have a God-given right to protect those who voted. Those who are in those states. Those citizens of those states. We may be a citizen of Australia, but we are a citizen of that state that we are in, that we have voted in, that we have moved into, that we are born into. So, here's all this to your false and misleading information, Miss Hanson. And also, here's this to your no preference deal that you made with the Liberal Party because you just backstabbed everyone in your One Nation Party. And also, here's this to your damn followers who are nothing but complete and utter morons. Now, I'm not going to be like hate-free and weaponize my subscribers because my subscribers actually deserve to know the truth. They deserve to actually make up their own mind. They have moral values themselves. Was that? I think that was the postie that just went by. He's either early or late. I don't care. But you, Miss Hanson, should actually care. You're going down a dictatorship road, which will see you in jail, which you should have stayed in. 2.5 months in jail. That's nearly 3 months. Yeah, you should have stayed in jail for electoral fraud, because that's what you are. You and you and the person that's in charge of the party are nothing but electoral fraud idiots. You have a dictatorship problem, and you're actually disendorsing those who actually do work, and have been working. Sorry, Miss Hanson, but you're scoring a big, fat F and a big fat 0. The biggest 0 in your life. I don't care about anything. See this? This in Super Sentai. Kill Ranger. Oh, kill. It's like, oh, kill. Wow, you even posted, let's see, charge of incitement for going to a park wearing a face mask and social distancing. I'm sorry, Malcolm Rots, but, do you even understand what inciting violence and everything else? The pregnant woman was actually charged with incitement because A, it was encouraging people to actually commit violence. Not to mention, it was actually going to be to incite people to damage property. Along with what the other guy was actually charged with too. because he was actually trying to incite a riot. Same with what the pregnant woman was doing. So, here's the thing. Both of you shut up. Your followers can shut up. Because here's the thing. I've just stated truth. And you can't do nothing about it. Because you're stupid. We're in lockdown for a reason to actually fight this coronavirus. So that no one else gets sick. You want to actually open up the country? Okay, fine. Here's the second wave to Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia, Tasmania, Northern Territory, and the ACT. Here's the third wave to all states. Here's the fourth wave. Here's the fifth wave. Here's the sixth wave, which actually will kill, I'd say, a number of people, including the elderly, including those of high risk as well. Do you want that on your hands? Because that is blood on your hands right there. So take your minds out of dictatorship roles and look at the bigger picture. Instead of going, we're just going to do this for ourselves. And yes, I did take another drink of water. If anyone says it's vodka, no, it's not vodka. If it was vodka, I'd be getting drunk. And that would be a blatant disregard to YouTube's community guidelines and everything else. Not allowed to be drunk on camera, not allowed to be drunk in streams, not allowed to be drunk in videos. So, what can we take away from Pauline Hanson? Just don't listen to her. Don't pay any attention to her. Because as far as I'm concerned, she hasn't ticked all the boxes. She's still trying to run her party as a dictatorship. She's actually trying to get into power so that she can run Australia as a dictator. So, to those who actually try to actually harass me on here, how would you like to be charged with cyberbullying? Because if you don't like the video, there's doors around you. You do know how to actually leave the internet. You do know how to go outside for a walk. You do know how to actually think for yourselves. And I actually do have a nice little message I want to close off with. And this message actually comes from Dr. Seuss himself. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. As in, this means think for yourself, don't do anything that is stupid, and call out anything that's bullshit because it's in your self-interest to actually do so. Because only you can steer yourself. Not let someone steer you to something you wouldn't even like. And I'm gonna actually get this made into stickers. And I'm actually gonna hand these out. So these is gonna be made into a sticker. I'm gonna hand this out. I might even give a few away. Because this is some good advice from Dr. Seuss. And yes, I do remember reading Dr. Seuss's books as a kid. In primary school. I used to read a number of books in primary school. I used to read books that I wasn't meant to. And let's see. Seeing as I did business so free, I actually know a bit more law than what a few of you actually do know from Pauline Hanson's followers, because A, she's a dictator. She always is and always will be. Which means you have no leg to stand on whatsoever. Because you're not thinking for yourself, because you're following a dictator who is actually steering you into wrong territory. And And when that person steers you into wrong territory, you turn around and you blame the person who actually told you so, when that person can turn around and say, no, it was you. So, I will repeat this again before I go. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. That is the end of part 2. And links will be in the description below. Why do people keep messaging me? Why? I have no idea why. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you for actually looking at the links below and making up your own mind, along with your own moral values actually leading you to here and watching, along with everything else. I'm sorry that this video is long, but we did actually have to dissect a story and give my opinion and view on Miss Hanson's dictatorship of her One Nation party, because it's all about her, because she is a power-hungry... Ooh, I just made up a new word. Pungry. Pungry. P-O-U-R-G-Y. Or is it P-O-U-G-R-Y? I'll let you all decide that. But she is a power-hungry person who actually wants to dictate Australia and alienate Australian allies. She's already alienated herself in the Senate because no one actually wants to listen to her. Because she wants to actually stop immigration to Australia. Permanently, I might add. And she also wants to, oh yeah, choose what we do, not what we want to do. That is a dictator. Thank you for watching. Oh, and before I do actually start, enjoy where you are, enjoy what you're doing. You are thinking for yourself, and your moral values help you to act and react to anything that comes your way. Without them, how do we actually figure out ourselves? How do we think for ourselves? Not to mention Newton's third law, for every action, there is a reaction, and he is correct. Whereas Miss Hanson's reaction and action are dictatorships that have no place within Australia at all.